The United Kingdom has always been a nation shaped by migration. Its history is interwoven with the ebb and flow of people seeking new opportunities and contributing to its social fabric. In recent years, the UK's approach to work visas has undergone significant transformations, reflecting the government's efforts to balance economic needs with concerns about immigration control. This essay will delve into the latest changes, focusing on the skilled worker visa route, and examine their multifaceted impacts. Introduced in December 2020, the skilled worker visa was designed to attract skilled professionals from around the world to address labor shortages in specific sectors. This points-based system replaced the previous Tier 2, general visa, aiming to create a more streamlined and transparent pathway for skilled migrants to contribute to the UK economy. The visa requires applicants to meet specific criteria, including having a job offer from a Home Office-approved sponsor, meeting English language requirements, and demonstrating sufficient financial means. The initial objectives of the skilled worker visa were clear: to attract the brightest and best global talent, fill critical skills gaps, and boost economic growth. The government envisioned a system that would enable UK businesses to thrive in a competitive global market by accessing a diverse pool of skilled workers. However, the implementation of this new system has not been without its challenges and criticisms. Since its introduction, the skilled worker visa route has undergone a series of adjustments, reflecting the government's ongoing efforts to refine the system and address emerging issues. One significant change has been the expansion of the eligible occupations list. Recognizing the evolving needs of the UK labour market, the government has added new roles to this list, making it easier for individuals in high-demand fields to secure a visa. However, these changes have also been met with concerns. Critics argue that the frequent adjustments create uncertainty for both employers and potential applicants. The shifting landscape of visa rules can make it difficult for businesses to plan for the long term and for individuals to navigate the application process effectively. The lack of predictability has fueled anxieties and raised questions about the long-term sustainability of the system. Asylum claims and dependency entries, unforeseen consequences. One unintended consequence of the skilled worker visa route has been an increase in asylum claims from individuals already in the UK on this visa. This trend has sparked debate and raised questions about the effectiveness of the system in attracting genuine skilled workers. Some critics argue that the visa route is being exploited by individuals who use it as a backdoor to enter the UK with the intention of claiming asylum later. Furthermore, there has been a notable rise in dependency entries, with skilled worker visa holders bringing family members to the UK. This development has added to the overall immigration figures, fueling concerns about the government's ability to manage migration levels effectively. The increase in dependency entries has also raised questions about the social and economic integration of these individuals and their families. A care sector in crisis. The impact of visa changes on essential workers. The UK's care sector, already grappling with staffing shortages, has been particularly affected by changes to the skilled worker visa route. The government's decision to exclude certain care worker roles from the eligible occupations list has exacerbated the crisis, making it more challenging for care homes and other providers to recruit and retain essential staff. This shortage has placed immense strain on the sector, impacting the quality of care provided to vulnerable individuals. The government's rationale for excluding care workers from the skilled worker visa route is based on the premise that these roles should be filled by domestic workers. However, critics argue that this approach fails to acknowledge the acute shortage of care workers within the UK and the vital role that migrant workers play in filling these gaps. Combating exploitation government measures to protect vulnerable migrants. Recognizing the vulnerabilities of migrants within the visa system, the government has implemented measures to combat exploitation and abuse. The introduction of the Immigration Enforcement Hotline allows individuals to report concerns about illegal working practices, visa fraud, and other forms of exploitation. The government has also strengthened partnerships with law enforcement agencies and NGOs to identify and dismantle criminal networks involved in human trafficking and modern slavery. Despite these efforts, concerns remain about the effectiveness of these measures in protecting vulnerable migrants. Critics argue that more needs to be done to address the root causes of exploitation, such as the power imbalances between employers and migrant workers. Navigating the future, balancing economic needs with ethical considerations. The UK's work visa system is at a crossroads. The government's efforts to attract global talent and address labour shortages must be balanced with the need to manage immigration levels effectively and protect the rights of all workers, both domestic and migrant. Navigating this complex landscape requires a nuanced approach that considers the perspectives of all stakeholders. The government must engage in meaningful dialogue with businesses, migrant communities, and civil society organisations to develop a system that is fair, transparent, and sustainable in the long term.